Okay, this is a much needed twin flame energy check-in that we're going to do today. I know it's been probably a few months since we've done a twin flame energy check-in, and so we're actually going to look at both the divine masculine and divine feminine energy and see where they are both at this time. Okay, so one whole month has already gone by in this new year. Okay, and let's see what kind of progress has been made between these two. We are going to, as usual, get their thoughts, their feelings, and any intentions or actions, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's start off with the masculine and get a card for their thoughts, a card for the masculine's thoughts. Okay, so when it comes to their thoughts, you've got the Queen of Cups in their thoughts. Okay, what about their feelings? Divine masculine's feelings at this time. You have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, and what about any intentions or actions? Okay, you've got the Moon for intentions and actions. Okay, bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords, and we are using our lovely Crystal Struck Tarot deck. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and clarify the divine masculine's thoughts. The Queen of Cups is in reverse in their thoughts, and so let's see what that is about. So Larimar, green calcite, and amethyst could be significant crystals. Okay. So the masculine's thoughts with the Queen of Cups in reverse. This is a masculine that is trying not to think, actually. I feel like they're trying not to get emotionally triggered. There's a sense of trying to be emotionally detached here, so they could be overworking their mind to try to accomplish that. It feels like this masculine, they probably try to busy themselves, okay? They're doing what they feel is right at this time, which is to probably not be as emotionally vulnerable or attached to this connection, maybe to the situation. Okay, what about their feelings? What is in the masculine's feelings with the Five of Pentacles? Oh. And here's the thing, right? We can tell our mind to think all kinds of things, but we will feel what we feel. No matter how hard we try to think a certain way, we will just feel what we feel. And looking at the masculine's feelings, with the Five of Pentacles, that's straight off, that's disappointment, that's sadness, that's grief, feeling alone and just feeling miserable and terrible, right? They try to tell themselves that they don't feel this way, but they obviously do. The Tower here with that Five of Pentacles just really tells me it's a strong sense of denial that this masculine is going through at this time. Trying to tell themselves they don't feel the way that they do. Overworking their mind to believe what they want to believe. It feels like this masculine could be pained at this time. With the Justice in reverse, there's just a sense of indignant stubbornness. Feels like this masculine, they know what's up, right? But they're just choosing. They're choosing to do, say, and think what they're doing, saying, and thinking at this time. I think whatever is just easier for them is what they're choosing to do, right? Not that this is easy, but this is the easiest way to do it, to handle all this misery. What about their intentions and actions with the Moon card? Honestly, there's not really a lot of intention or action at this time. I feel like the masculine at this time, they might have some ideas here they're choosing to keep to themselves, and also kind of choosing to just see how that goes, to see how that plays out. Okay, but with the Four of Cups here and the Nine of Pentacles, there's not a strong inclination for this masculine to really do anything significantly progressive, at least in the way of this connection, right? Of this twin flame journey. Yeah. Again, Four of Swords tells me it's a resting period for this masculine. Let's get more energy for the masculine and take a look deeper into their thoughts, feelings, and any intentions or actions they might have. Thoughts. Feelings. And there's that divine masculine showing up, right? Intentions, actions. Like I said, denial. Okay. When it comes to the divine masculine's thoughts at this time, I mean, it's a bit of a dangerous game they're playing with themselves here in the way that they're choosing to think about the divine feminine, the twin flame journey, their life in general, because they are choosing to handle this in not the healthiest way. The avoidance of emotions, it's not even the inability, it's the conscious choice to not think about this when it's going to plague them, right? Until they make the realizations that they need to make. So that's really the difficulty here from what I'm seeing. I think this masculine, they're allowing themselves to delve into toxic patterns, right? It's a risky thing this masculine is doing, because obviously the encouragement here for the twin flame journey is to learn, realize, and grow from that into the potential that the masculine has always been meant to step into. But with all this stubborn denial energy, that only really harms them in the end. When it comes to their feelings, we have the meeting card, the settlement card, the divine masculine card. You know, it's a stubborn energy this masculine is in at this time. They're trying to convince themselves that everything is okay. That although they feel terrible, and although they feel the way that they're feeling, it's like they have an internal agreement with themselves. Oh, this is the way that it's going to be. And this is how I have to feel, but I'm not going to let this get the best of me, which is a bit on the right track if it wasn't so stubborn and irrational, right? Now, I do feel that they could be sharing something with someone. They could have a confidant or somebody that I think they believe they trust about the situation. I don't necessarily know if it's a good thing or a bad thing from what I'm seeing. I can also sense that this masculine is not sharing too much anyway. But it's one of those things where when you feel this terrible, you feel like you're going to burst. And so if you're going to burst, then you need to let it out. And maybe that's why this masculine is communicating in some way with someone about their predicament, right? Now, with the intentions and actions card, we have the denial card and we have the plug card. Again, the masculine at this time is just really choosing to be in denial about their situation. They are choosing to believe that they can turn off, you know, everything in this journey and pick and choose what they can feel and think, when obviously that's not the case. And again, the only real person that is being hurt here is this masculine with their own actions. The plug card in intentions and actions tells me that they are already either actually tapped in or connected in some way to the feminine. They could be keeping tabs. They could be checking up on this feminine on different social media platforms. And that might be why there's this extra boost of ego and stubbornness, because they feel this terrible, but they might be seeing something different from the feminine, which kind of riles them up a little bit, you know. It makes them feel all the more inadequate, and they're choosing to believe what they see, or they're choosing to believe what they believe. And I guess this is just where this masculine is at this time. I did want to get further cards for the masculine and look at their, you know, situationally, where are they in their life? It's just in their life in general, like what is potentially happening for this masculine, right? Let's just get like the scenario of their reality at this time. Okay, imprisonment. I mean, okay. So we haven't done a check-in in a while, and if there is anyone new to the channel watching, you know, this twin flame energy check-in, this particular twin flame collective is one where a masculine is in a long-term commitment or marriage, dealing with their twin flame in separation, no contact, and still maintaining that commitment marriage that they are in. Okay, just for those that might be new to the channel. Now, situationally, right, they are imprisonment. I mean, that could be literal, but I feel like this is more just everything that we've seen so far. They're in their head. They feel imprisoned in their mind. They feel like there's a limitation in their life. It feels like they feel like there's a bubble and they can't step out of that bubble because of the reality that they are living in and continuing to create. Okay, now I do see they're stuck on the twin flame, right, on the divine feminine. They see this feminine as everything they want. The feminine continues to be the desire, you know, it's still very prominent, but there is that marriage, and there is that sense of honor and duty that they have to fulfill with that marriage or commitment. And so situation wise, the masculine is still where they have always been, fulfilling an obligation out of duty while continuing to be trapped in their mind about the feminine. I guess not much has really changed, even with a couple months of not checking in. It's still the same energy for this masculine, right? So not much change there, I guess. Let's I am actually going to dig a little into the masculine and the commitment or marriage that they are currently in. What is the energy of their connection at this time? Okay. Energy of the connection between the masculine and the person that they are in a commitment or marriage with. One more card. Okay. Wasn't gonna get one more card, but it's like, okay. Okay, so the marriage, the commitment, let's take a look. Again, with the not enough card, obviously there's a frustration in the commitment in the marriage that they are in. There's a lot of lack there. There could be jealousy issues going on there as well, but definitely a frustration in that relationship. I think they have tried. They have really tried to probably work on this commitment, this marriage. They have tried to find happiness within the connection. They have probably done certain things. In the span of time that we haven't done this check-in, I feel like this masculine, especially if the holidays just passed, this masculine probably really did try on their part to revive maybe the commitment or marriage. I'm sensing here a willingness to let themselves indulge in that commitment, that marriage, and try to be alive, present, enjoyable in the connection, right? And I think for a period, they really did feel like it was working. They were doing that. But again, when it's something that's not, when it's not intentional, and well, it was intentional, when it's not inherent, when it's not what you truly feel, when it's not what you truly desire, at some point, you know, you just come to a point where you have to stop pretending. And it's not that this masculine pretended in their efforts to try within their commitment or marriage, but again, if we really look at it, it was born from their obligation and duty to be that kind of present, that kind of engaged and involved energy that they should be in a commitment or marriage. Like, that's what they should be anyway, but it's all this extra effort to try to be that, because that's not how they truly feel. Like, that's not what they actually really want to do, right? And so that's where that all breaks down. I think this is going to be a little bit of too much information, but for those that, you know, again, we're here to really look at the energies, and if you're resonating with this, with the twin flame journey that we have here at What's in a Spell, you know, this masculine really did try. They tried all kinds of ways. I think really tried to engage in the relationship, and I feel like there was an effort to be more intimate, more physical, you know, just not just that, but in the bedroom, but also just in general. I think really trying to revive a sense of partnership, but that really did break down, and I feel that unfortunately that did not work. And you know, that's the thing, when it's the holidays, we tend to want to recreate certain energies, certain feelings, certain experiences, memories, right? And especially for this masculine, the holidays passed, and they really did try to make the effort to recreate all of that. But again, when the holidays are over and it's back to reality, it's also kind of back to how you truly feel, what you truly want. So I feel like that's where it all ended up here. So I guess that's the check-in for the Divine Masculine, right? I did want to use this deck to just get some oracle guidance for this masculine, right? Let's get some oracle guidance for the masculine. What kind of guidance does the masculine need at this time? We'll get 3 cards. Okay. So this first card here, right? It says leap of faith. It says, follow your intuition and take that courageous leap of faith. The next card for the masculine here. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. It says, your intuition is revealing hidden truths. Stay aware. Okay. And then, very important card, I think. Reflection brings insight. Take time to listen to your inner voice. You know, that's the thing, though. This is, of course, the guidance. This is the encouragement. But when we have a masculine that is this stubborn and in denial, in the current energy at least, it's going to be pretty hard for them to listen to their intuition, to even give themselves the time to reflect and listen to their inner voice, because they're trying very hard not to. But again, that's why the encouragement is to actually do that, because you can only stay in this denial energy for so long until you break down. And that's already happening from what we saw in the feelings, right? They're miserable. They are miserable. Yet they continue to try to project an energy of maybe nonchalance or indifference. But internally, this masculine is kind of showing a lot of difficulty. And they're working very hard. They're working in overtime to really try to get their mind and their heart in the same place. Okay, so that is basically what we have for this masculine. We're going to go into the divine feminine energy right now. Okay, so divine feminine energy, let's go ahead and check in. Let's see what's happening with the divine feminine. Okay, what is the divine feminine's thoughts at this time? Divine feminine. Divine feminine has the 10 of Swords in reverse in their thoughts. What about their feelings? Divine feminine's feelings. We have the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. Intentions and actions for the divine feminine. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse for the divine feminine's intentions and actions. And the Empress in reverse as their overall energy. Now, pink tourmaline, lapis lazuli, and red jasper could be significant crystals, as well as moonstone for the Empress card. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify. Why is the divine feminine's thoughts in the 10 of Swords in reverse energy? Okay, why is that their thoughts? Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh. See, that's why I like to clarify, because the onset, you look at 10 of Swords, and then you see Devil, and it's like, oh my gosh. But looking at all the cards now in this context, actually for the divine feminine, it was very difficult for them to overcome the ending that they had with the masculine. It was such a difficult thing, and I felt like their heart really tore into pieces. It felt like a literal tearing of their heart when the connection ended with the masculine. Okay, because again, remember, for this collective twin flame journey, this is a masculine and a feminine that is not in communication. They are not together. Okay, this masculine is trying to fulfill their duty and obligation in a marriage commitment that they are in separation from the divine feminine. Okay, now the feminine is really showing me here that they have been successful in actually putting it past them. Okay, they have been successful at creating a fresh start. I feel like they went into the year, and it's like they're into this new year. They went into it with a shift in their energy. There's like a fresh energy. So the past year could have been a dragging down type of energy, or just a very slow, apathetic energy. But this new year has brought them a new sense of achievement, fresh, new energy. I don't know, it just feels like they have really overcome the pain of this connection. That's not to say it was easy, but they really feel like they've achieved something here in overcoming this. They think about this. They think, wow, I really overcame that. I thought I wasn't going to survive that, but here I am. And now I have all these things I want to do, or here's a fresh start for me. It's a new beginning. It feels very hopeful, the energy for the Divine Feminine. Let's look at their feelings with the Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant in reverse. So, for the Hierophant in reverse and their feelings, they've let go. It feels like they've let go. Okay, how am I going to... So they've let go and they're holding back and choosing not to look at things the way that they did. Okay, there's something about how they are choosing not to maybe follow the same pattern, the same actions. And again, that's why the energy shifted, because they're thinking to themselves, I'm not going to continue to do what I've been doing. I need to do something differently. And so I do feel there's a lightheartedness here in this Queen's energy. I'm sorry, in this Divine Feminine's energy. They're less stressed. They're not overthinking. But there's just a very conscious effort. I guess it's like if they caged it up a little bit, their feelings. It's like they've caged their feelings up a bit. Okay, because I think they feel like this is the only way for me to have this new beginning, to have a fresh start. I don't want to entertain these feelings anymore. So there's a bit of that going on for the feminine. Okay, I guess on some level it is also denial. But the effort in the way that this feminine is doing this is of good intention, okay? Because they want to start anew. They want to start fresh. So Two of Pentacles in reverse for their intentions and actions. It's not that they've closed their door here, okay? To the masculine, not at all, actually. If I look at it, they have not closed their door to this masculine, but they also kind of feel like, well, let's see when we let's cross the bridge when we get there, right? Let's see when something happens. It feels very like just leaving it all up to whatever happens. They don't feel confident in the connection with the masculine. That's what I'm seeing too. It's like they look at the masculine at this time and they kind of have given up on this masculine in a sense, because they don't really see that there's any worth in them continuing to believe that anything is going to come from this, right? And so in their intentions and actions, they are choosing to not put energy towards the masculine, but also not entirely giving up on them. It's like they found some kind of balance within that, but looking at their energy, they actually look happy. They look okay. It's very controlled, the way that they're just choosing to step back from these emotions and also choosing to leave this as it is, because there's so much that they plan on doing. I feel like in their head they have so many things they want to achieve. The Six of Wands is here with the Devil also. That kind of tells me that they may really be pursuing things and have all these kinds of things that they need to do, need to achieve. They could overwork themselves in this way too, but if it gives them the fresh start, the new beginning, I think this feminine is more than willing to overdo it in that way. So that's kind of what we have there. Let's clarify more for the feminine. Let's see. Can we get more energy for their thoughts and their feelings? I got lockbox, right? And their intentions and actions. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, wow. Okay, see? exactly. Yeah, see, this is a feminine that is choosing to live in the present, to be focused on what is happening today, and to not think about situations where nothing is percolating, right? So in their thoughts, we have the pop-up and the lost card. It's a little funny because I look at this and I think in their thoughts, it's inevitable that the masculine will pop up in their thoughts, especially with all the signs and synchronicities on this journey, right? So the masculine definitely still pops up in their thoughts. They still unexpectedly think about this masculine. But with the lost card, which is the ghosted, blocked, cutoff card, every time the masculine pops into their mind, there's a conscious effort on this feminine's part to block that out. Because it doesn't have a place in the new fresh start that they are creating. It doesn't have a place in the new beginning that they're trying to go towards. So every time the masculine should pop up in their mind, that's cut off. That's instantly blocked. Okay. And it's not even that they have to really make an effort to do so. It feels like it's like a switch. It's like it's automatic. It's like they've trained themselves to be this way. And I don't know if that's necessarily bad or good. I guess it depends on the outcome too. And I feel like it's actually a good thing for this feminine at this time to be able to have that kind of switch and control, because then they're really able to harness their energy and focus on certain things they want to do and achieve. Now in their feelings, right? Lockbox, focused, hamster wheel. Like I said, they have locked their feelings away for now when it comes to this masculine. They're very focused and really, I feel this is a feminine that is really trying to achieve goals here. They could have a job, a business, creative pursuit that they are really putting their time and effort into. It feels like they started off the year with such a high expectation of themselves, right, to fulfill certain goals. And so they're hyper focused on that. And so they don't have time for these kinds of feelings, right? And so they lock that away. That looks like what's happening here with the feminine. And when it comes to their intentions and actions, the nice thing about that is, even though this is how it's playing out, or this is the conscious effort that this feminine might be displaying, I feel like in their intentions and actions to the feminine, they feel like, well, whatever's meant to happen will happen. I've already gone through what I've needed to go through. I've made my realizations. I've learned my lessons, and I'm just going to leave it up to destiny, to universe, to whatever, and just cross the bridge if we get there, right? Like that's how it's playing out for this feminine. It's a very strong conscious effort on this feminine's part, but I feel that it's productive because they're yielding a result here from this effort that they're putting in, right? So let's take a look at the situation for the feminine, just in general. What is their situation? Yeah, look at that change. Yeah, there's like a significant change in this feminine's energy. Child is a literal child, but it could also means new beginning, which I feel like is more what that is. But they could be very focused on family at this time. They could be focused on their child if they have a child. Oh, okay. So this is going to be a particular message for the feminine, or particular ways to decide if this is you or not. Okay, this is a divine feminine that has encountered some bad health. I feel that they have gotten news or have learned about something about their health. In some way it has failed them. And maybe that's why the intensity of the new fresh start is so strong, because it's like they found something out about their physical self that they need to make these changes to be able to really feel like they can live a full life, right? So definitely the feminine at this time has had some kind of bad concerning health here, but it just kind of paved the way for the feminine to be able to make their realizations and decide to do things the way that they're doing now. again, with that comes change. And I think a new beginning, I do feel the feminine is focused on home, right? On creating comfort. They have changed their perspective. They have changed the way that they do things, the way they think about things. There is definitely a new beginning energy for the feminine. And I think a lot of that, or a significant portion of that, is because of some kind of bad health concern that they probably had. Okay, so that's a telling sign here for you to know if this is your reading. Now, I want to see more for the feminine, but I want to just tap in for extra messages for the feminine, or just extra information that we need at this time. Yes, it's the feminine. Oh my. Actually, that was on my mind, but I was trying to not focus it on that. In my initial intention here to get cards from this deck was to try to know or find out if the feminine is exploring anything new romantically. But I didn't go with that, but the cards came out the way that they did. So I think the feminine at this time feels quite secure. They feel quite stable. I think they are open and ready to receive any kind of affection and love if it comes their way. They're not closed off to the idea. I think they feel that if they meet the right person, a soulmate, that this is somebody that if they feel they could have a partnership or get on the same page with, they are going to explore this. So there's a very willing energy in the feminine at this time to explore love beyond the masculine. Okay. They might be communicating with someone. They might be entertaining something, or just the idea of it. Definitely something could change for the feminine if a soulmate were to come in. I think that would definitely transform the energy here and would definitely affect the connection with the masculine. Okay. If this progresses, I think that's why we have the Grim Reaper card. Not necessarily that it would totally be over with the masculine, because as we know on the twin flame journey, that's never really over. But in the sense of the practical reality of life, this feminine could easily settle down with someone else and create a life with someone else whilst in this journey, right? And that would cut off any chances with the masculine, right? Not that that's really even a potential, because as we've seen in the masculine's energy, they are focused on their obligation and their duty. That is where they are putting their time and effort and presence. But for this feminine, it feels like the energy of potential soulmate is very much present. I feel that they could receive some kind of invitation or communication, and that would really change things here for the connection. So that's kind of what I have. Very interesting development there for the feminine. Let's go ahead and get guidance for the feminine. Okay, and close off the reading. I feel like all of this guidance is just very apt for the feminine. Oh my. Okay, let's get into it. So the first card off is higher vibrations, right? Okay, and this does say keep your vibration high and your intuition will stay sharp. And I feel like the feminine is obviously doing that, but the encouragement is to keep doing that. Okay, and it says here, trust your path. No matter the obstacles, follow your intuition. It will lead the way. And I feel like the feminine is doing exactly that. They are trusting themselves. They are trusting their path. That's why they're in this intention, action energy of let's just leave it up to fate, or let's leave it up to the universe. We're not closing off to this, but we're also not going to concentrate on it, right? Intuitive creativity, again, a feminine that is quite focused on their job, career, business, or creative pursuit, right? I feel creativity is at play here. It says intuition fuels creativity, follow its guidance. This feminine is highly guided at this time to pursue whatever this is that is fueling their fire. They look very passionate about achieving certain goals here, and this is just a great way for the feminine to really channel their energy into purpose, something productive for themselves. And I don't think it's just for themselves. Whatever this is they are exploring is going to be a bit, it's like a gift as well to that they are, you know, giving out, not just for themselves, but for other people. So whatever this is, if you are this feminine, keep going, keep pursuing that. And I am going to take this last card because it says soul connection. Now, I feel that's important here because it says connect deeply with your soul and discover your true self, right? I feel like it's twofold. This feminine is obviously doing that. They're connecting with themselves so much so that they created a new beginning, a fresh start for themselves. But I also kind of feel like the soul connection is saying they might actually connect with someone, a soulmate, that they're going to highly identify with. That could be somebody that they may share their life with, and it would completely change the trajectory of their journey. So that's where we seem to be with the divine feminine. Obviously, divine masculine, divine feminine energy, we can see the contrast in the energies. Given that it's been about a couple of months since we did the last check-in, it does feel there's been development. I am not going to sit here and say what's been good or what's been bad. I'm going to leave it all up to you guys to decide how you resonate with this. But this is the check-in that we have at this time, and I'll try to check in again soon.